everyone. This is the More is Less Show, and I am Todd Moore, and he is
Tyler Moore.
And we're going to bring you more news in less time. And it's all coronavirus still. Everyone's still quarantined inside their house for the most part, except for non-essential workers. Except for essential workers. All non-essential are staying home. So we will talk a little about the coronavirus tonight. So we'll have a little global news. We're going to talk about a little tech news, a little science. Not really much science, mostly tech and some gaming and just a little bit of sports. We even got some local sports for you tonight for the Fighting Illini. And I'm going to try not to get my mouth so close to the microphone so it isn't so loud. So let's first start off with the coronavirus and the Dow. I always start off with Dow. The Dow futures did go positive after the Fed gave out a $2.3 trillion loan program. Not gave out, but basically brought it out. So $2.3 trillion in loan programs, and it's pretty damn large. And by them doing that, it allowed the stock market to raise up about 300 points. It was actually higher earlier in the day. It had gotten up pretty damned high, but it
started dropping.
It dropped, yeah, and it never recovered. So
probably next week it will get better.
It probably will by next week, I would imagine. So,
but in the 5 days, it said you showed me earlier that the 5 days is trending upwards.
Most definitely. Let's hope it continues. We just have to get through this as quickly as we can.
At least it's not worse than 2016.
Right. That's very true. That was the worst for sure. So, they're trying. The Fed's trying. Our president, he's doing what he can do. Of course, Congress and the House have, for the most part, have done what they could do. I did hear that the Senate Democrats today blocked one of the small business loan bills to go through.
Wow, really?
I don't know why. I just basically heard about it before I got on. We got on tonight, and I haven't had time to check out the details on that. Y'all can Google that, but I don't know if they resolved it or not. So talk about unemployment. Unemployment rises 6.6 million in a week. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, that is insane.
They only expected about 5.25. End up they got
6.6.
And they got 16 million in the past 3 weeks of people that are unemployed. It's a lot of people. Oh, we should come back, hopefully. Let's hope so. That's for sure, because if we don't, then we're going to be in trouble. Talking about the coronavirus, one more thing here before we move on to the next subject, basically, is Dr. Fauci. He says the deaths from coronavirus can be much less than predicted, but still worries about the social distancing and wants people to keep our social distancing up.
Wait, he doesn't like the social distancing?
No, he does. He wants us to continue it. But they thought that there were going to be more fatalities. Now they're only looking at they're saying about as few as 60,000 as a result. And they were up at 100,000, 200,000 casualties they were predicting. So this is a very good sign going forward for sure. And he still hold the 6 foot social distancing. Wear your masks if you feel like you need to, because you might have a sickness. I guess elbow bump, bow, but no handshaking. Wash your hands a lot.
Yeah, it all works. Oh, and I also have something else for the global news. It's not global news, but it's in the United States.
Yeah, still.
Bernie Sanders is out of the Democratic race.
Oh yeah, that's another thing the coronavirus is really taking hold of. There have been some winners from the coronavirus. Joe Biden is one of them, because he was fighting with Bernie all everything. The virus happens, and
they all have to work together now.
Right, it's over. So poor Bernie. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I support him, but he's been fucked now twice. First time Hillary fucked him with the Democrat Party. The second time Mother Nature fucked him with the virus.
Yeah. And there's also another global news. The Prime Minister for Great Britain was hospitalized this week.
Oh, that's right. He had the COVID-19, the corona.
I don't know what happened to him, to be honest.
But that's what he went in for.
I only heard that he was hospitalized.
Yep, he went in for it and was in intensive care for a while. But it looks like
He's probably gonna make it.
And I believe he was also on a ventilator. It looks like he's gonna make it now. He's pulling out of it, so that's really cool. It's really good. That's all that. There's plenty of global news out there and whatever.
What happened to cure? What happened to cure would have been Steam.
That'd be interesting.
That would be like. That could have been cured the entire time.
You'd have to carry Steam with you though in front of it. You know, not.
Or just Steam the entire like streets, or just go to a Steam house.
Well, yeah, you could do that. Do like the Native Americans do.
No, we're not going to a sweat house. That's a different story.
Pee and sweat. It's steam. It's hot ass rock and water. That's how you make steam.
I'd rather put the hot ass rocks on my goddamn back to see how that works.
Yeah, it's interesting. I have actually done a sweat in an EP, and it's definitely an experience. If you can do that, go ahead, try it.
Okay, so moving on to tech and science.
Okay, let's do that. You want to talk or you want me to?
No, I don't have anything for tech and science.
Well, you know, I'm a Samsung guy. I mean, mostly because I have a Samsung watch and I also have a phone somewhere. It's probably going to beep because I didn't shut the son of a bitch off. Oh, here it is. I got a Samsung phone. So, One UI 2.1 update is starting to roll out now for the Galaxy Note 10 and the S10s and S10 Pluses. And some hacker the code.
What, a bad hat? Was it White House? White hat or black hat?
White hacker.
Okay.
He noticed that the code, the update for 2.1 adds 120 hertz refresh rate to the Galaxy S10 and the Note 10.
Is that a bad thing?
It's a good thing.
Oh, it's a good thing?
Yeah, because it's twice as fast. It makes the screen really jump.
Ah.
There's a problem though.
Oh, what's the problem?
These are hardwired at 60, so it won't work.
Oh,
you can
fuck.
turn the switch on and off all your day long, and it ain't gonna help. So, you need a S20 or better to get this true. They may remove it in a future update, you know, or they may just hide it. That's what a lot of companies do, is just hide the code. So, but they're starting to roll out. I haven't got it yet, but I think others have started to get it. It also brings back some other stuff that I don't really use. They're more of
essentials. I don't know the proper word for it.
It's well.
Like accessory.
Accessory like debugging mode or not that kind of shit. So I don't use it. You can customize your home screen and you can create your own themes with it. And there are some cool features. I just don't
use it.
I don't care to do that, so I don't do that. For those guys and gals, you in the Windows 10 still? I mean, I know our phones are for most of us is one of the major ways we consume information. But if you actually have to work and get shit done, most of you guys are on either a Mac or a PC. Well, Windows 10 is, for the fewer of you like me, a Linux variant like Ubuntu. And for those of you that do have Linux and you have portable drives and they're formatted in the Linux formatting system, you will now be able to open and access those from Windows 10. They're going to have inside the File Explorer, which is really, really cool. When you click on it, you're going to see when you plug the USB drive in. It doesn't have to be USB. You could dual boot too. I would imagine, as long as they can see the drive. But anyway, Tux will show up. The Ubuntu Linux penguin in the tuxedo, showing you that it's a Linux drive. Then you click on it, and you go right into it like normal, which is kind of
Linux
cool.
has a mascot of a penguin with a tuxedo.
Yep, Tux is the name.
Tux.
Yeah.
Sounds like a
He's got
YouTuber.
a vest on and shit. You guys Google that shit, you'll see it. But that's for those that are in the Windows 10. There was a minor update to Apple too. Mostly I think bug fixes, nothing serious. I think I'm done with tech for now. I got nothing, only a couple items for tech because there's not a lot going on with all this virus shit. Picking and choosing on what we can find. So, what's next, Tyler?
Well, since we're done with tech, we can go on to gaming news. We'll start right off, and we'll hit after I'm done with. We'll switch to you.
Sounds great.
Because apparently in here you have two things to talk about, and one of them I'm actually looking forward to talk about.
Great.
So in the gaming world right now, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone is having a season 3 out right now, and I'm actually playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare as well.
Yeah.
And I also stay up to like 1:00 in the morning, 2:00 in the morning, downloading the thing, and actually got it unlocked.
Yeah.
A lot of rumors before not before, when Modern Warfare was released, there was a lot of rumors of this character called Alex. You remember Ghost from Modern Warfare?
Yeah. I do. I remember that.
A lot of people thought that Alex was Ghost, but
Oh.
since season 2 came out, Ghost was in multiplayer. Now season 3 came out, Alex is now the person in this. So that rumor is now gone and destroyed because those two are not recorded anymore. There's also rumors saying that and this is a split campaign between the actual Modern Warfare series and this new one. So this is gonna be a really cool story where this is heading.
Split in what way? What do you mean?
Well, since remember in Modern Warfare that Modern Warfare 2 that General Shepard betrayed the Task Force 141.
Yeah.
Well, apparently the Task Force 141 in the 2019 version is gonna come back, but General Shepard is not gonna betray them.
Oh.
That I think. Oh, this is gonna be my rumor. I think that's what's gonna be happening. This is gonna be a new campaign with all our favorite people back.
Great. It's gonna be interesting, for sure.
Yeah, and then in other gaming news, Google Stadia is now free for everyone. That's a bit. Yeah, they say it's 4K, but a lot of people still. I don't think a lot of people can get 4K with Google Stadia, even though they said they can do it.
Well, you need the right kind of internet. You have to have fast enough internet, for one, constant.
Yeah.
You know, you need like 5 megabits per second, I believe. 5 megabytes per second, I should say, at least. Gotta have a TV that'll support it, 4K. So you don't have and then you gotta have the cable. And shit, so.
Well, you gotta have like a smart TV, right?
Well, at least basically a 4K TV. Sorry, guys, I leaned back. Probably couldn't hear exactly everything I said. Yeah, you gotta have TV. You gotta have the cable. Gotta have the internet speed. When I say cable is to connect the Stadia to the TV.
Okay, so next, I guess we both can work on this.
Which one?
What? Well, PlayStation has just released their remote controller.
Yes.
Their what is it called? A dual sensor controller.
Yes.
We saw what it looks like, and I got some complaining about.
Boy, you know what? I think most of PlayStation Nation is gonna complain about this fucking controller. There was a dude that put out a video.
You have it?
On YouTube. Yeah, the DualShock 5. And this guy, if they could put this fucking controller out, it would have been perfect. The best. There are some saving graces with the new...
Wait, you're saying it's a good thing? I got some complaints saying about this controller.
No, I'm talking about... Yeah, the new controller I have complaints about. I'm saying that there's this dude on the internet, and I'll post the video link down in the description, that shows you what he considers would be, and he does such a good job, it looks like it come from PlayStation 5. My buddy thought that this was from Sony, and when I told him today about this new one and showed him, and he was skeptical, but then he found it on Twitter as well, like, shit, okay, and then we figured out this guy, he's a creative artist, creative digital designer, and Swarren, and I don't know if that's his exact name. I'll post the link below, like I said, and you can look at it. But
The original one, it was supposed to have like little trigger things on the back of the remote controller.
yeah, it looks very similar. And this is what Sony they said that they wanted to split off from the traditional looking joystick controller, because that's been that way since the PlayStation 2 or 3. The look of that controller has not really changed much. But it's a pretty, when you look at it, it's pretty fucking legit looking video. Looks like it was from Sony. And they got the extra buttons on the back that you plug in and shit that you can replace. So,
It means more work for the hand-eye coordination.
well, yeah, but here's what I think. I'm also, I guess that maybe I can put a picture in it too, below here, showing
If you do it.
The new one as well, or the new one. And
If you do it.
it's white and black. Kind of looks like something. You know, if no one said anything, you'd go, "Oh, Apple's bringing out a new fucking controller for their Apple Gameplay or whatever they call that shit."
Apple, I don't know what it's called. I think it's Apple Gaming.
Arcade. That's it.
Yeah, our Apple Arcade.
But no, it's not. Or you'd say, well, maybe it's a Google Stadia. You know.
Google Stadia, yeah.
It's not. It's a Sony, black and white, fucked up.
White is mostly white,
And it's not called DualShock anymore.
which is they should have kept DualShock.
There's a reason.
Yeah, I know the censoring.
Right. It's called DualSense now, and that's because it has two different features that is going to make it completely different than every other controller out there. One is adaptive triggers.
Are you talking about the positive stuff right now?
This is positive.
Okay. When we go to negative, I got some complaining.
Start with the good, and then we're going to switch to the negative. Good is the adaptive trigger. You know what that is?
No.
Well, that is, for the first time ever, the trigger will push back against you. So you will be able to feel it push against you.
Oh, that would be cool.
You know, like, if you drive a newer car, back in the old days, when you drove a car, it had basically a tube down to hardware. It was all hardware, mechanical, that moved everything. So you filled everything through all the metal and shit. The newer cars do drive by wire. So they don't have all that tube. They got a box and they do wiring, basic electronics, down to another control box. So in the real world with the tube and all that, when you would turn the wheel, the G-forces would make that turn. When you turn it, make it harder the faster you go to try to turn. So they couldn't do that with electronics. So they created this adaptive feedback that basically makes it harder, forces it to be harder under certain circumstances. So you feel as if you had a traditional car. They're doing this with this kind of thing with these triggers. It's going to be really interesting to see how they work. The other is the haptic feedback. That's going to be an interesting
And
to do it
the only,
well.
and also another positive thing is what I heard before the leaks of this controller comes out, that the grip on the PlayStation 5 controller was supposed to monitor your heartbeat.
Yeah, they were talking about doing that. I don't think they ever pushed it out.
I don't think he did.
So,
are we going to the negatives?
Yeah, I think for most part is that the new haptic feedback is going to be so much better than just rumbling. You're going to get much better feedback on that, and those triggers are going to be interesting. And I think they are going to have those third triggers on there as well, like the stuff.
Well, yeah, the third trigger, but that's going to be more complicated for the best hand-eye coordination.
I don't like them.
You know, like
because that's where I hold the controller. So I end up hitting them accidentally. But I'm old school. You get someone that
you use inverted and you're still struggling.
Yeah, well, I don't play every day like you guys. I got other shit like work and shit.
My complaint is about this damn fucking white ass controller is it looks like a fucking Xbox controller. Why the fuck does it look like that? And just why?
Well, the damn buttons are they don't sit up anymore. They're actually flush with the controller. So I don't understand how you're going to be able to play that.
And also, why white? Keep it black like it always was. It's black and blue, not fucking white and black.
And also, they have that touchpad, right? If they'd have made that an LCD touchpad, Can you imagine what you could have done with that?
You can make it a custom.
You could have your fucking Discord or whatever. You could have that down there. You could have your certain inventories or shit. You know, you could load shit. There'd be all kinds of good ways to use that down there, but they didn't. Here's why I think they've cut back on the controller. They want to undercut the Xbox this year and underprice the PS5. Some are saying $400.
Wow, movie 420.
On 420, already passed. Oh, yeah, no, we ain't at 420 yet. It's Thursday, April 9th.
Yeah, we're on Thursday. We were a little bit late because we had things this week.
We sure did. But we're back. We're here. And, you know, by waiting until Thursday allows us to get another extra day in of good news.
Yeah, mostly.
It just means I got to rush to get this posted by tomorrow.
So I think that
it
after...
will be probably tomorrow night. Because I'm going golfing tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, so...
Anyway.
I'm done, why would you go on to the gaming news that you found? Since we've been talking about the PlayStation 5,
right,
and we're done with it, now we're going to the next one.
Right, now we're to go back into PC gaming for the most part.
I heard about this.
I heard about it. I don't know a lot about it. It's a new thing, but I'm going to bring it out for all y'all that are into gaming. It's going to be new. Last year, I don't know, a few months ago, when the other gaming esports, we're going to talk about esports, they collapsed. The other esports entities collapsed. Part of the reason why they collapsed was because the gamer community didn't like the way they were being treated.
Yeah, I heard about that, and it was pretty fucking bad.
Correct. So there's been a few of the hardcore game teams out there.
Was it like they dropped out?
They dropped out, and they said, we're going to do our own fucking thing and make it
better
towards gamers, which is, I mean, you have to make money, of course, but you're going to make money. If you can satisfy those gamers, you're going to satisfy the crowd that's watching those gamers, because the crowd that's watching those gamers, guess what they are? They're gamers.
Which is the, old feminists or other people who don't care, but right now, there's probably, in the world, 80% of the United States, or 80% or I'm going to say not 80% of the United States, and like 60% of the world are fucking gamers.
Mm-hmm.
And no one can, well, if they find proof, they'll believe it. But I'm going to say this. Basically, now the biggest entertainment right now is probably gaming.
Well, especially now that everything's closed and there's no sports out there. So the company's called Esports One, and the co-founder they interviewed him. Actually, I think it's a woman. I don't know, Sharon Winter. Or is it Sharon?
Oh, hang on.
He's going to Google it. Anyway, it's going to be...
Highlight it so I can remember it.
There you go.
It sounds... Oh.
It's believing beta testing, so we're getting there. It's going to be this is quoting him.
I think it's a her. It sounds like a her.
It does.
It's a girl. It's female.
God bless her. God bless you. Woman in gaming. Anyway, she claims that it's not just a site where you can create a fantasy team to compete with others, but also a place where you can research players, read articles about the latest news, and watch live games. So it's going to be an all-inclusive.
So it's almost
platform.
like fantasy football.
Yeah, but for esports. They've already got LCS North America and LEC European region of the League of Legends.
Ooh, that's big.
Ready to play, and the goal is to support a wide range of esports titles. The other co-founder is Matt Gunnan, and that gotta be a dude, right?
Yeah.
That's gotta be a dude. He said he started it in 2017, and the goal was to create the first and only esports fantasy destination.
Oh, two T's.
So they're getting there.
Oh, yeah.
So they're doing data analytics, and they become a data partner for both Acer's Planet 9 esports platform and the League of Legends publisher Riot Games. So they're getting into the mix with all the right folks. And, you know, it's right now is a prime time because we don't have any other sports going on.
Yeah, he is a guy with a weird-ass fucking chin.
Yeah.
Oh no,
So
that's cringy looking.
let's see how it works. Hopefully,
I hope
there's
it's
a lot
better.
of buzz. And so hopefully that'll do it. It's really hard to say. I think it's good to have that platform out there. I really, really do. And it's sports. For God's sakes, it's sports. Something. Give us something.
Now on to sports news. Let's
Yeah.
talk about the
Big
UFC
sports
fight.
now, come on.
Let's talk about the UFC fight. There was a schedule. There was a schedule for this April 18th, but I think it got canceled because I don't think that there was supposed to be a private island ready for UFC fighters. I don't think it's ready yet.
He's looking at it's going to be UFC 249, and he's still looking at holding it on the 18th. He's found a place. He won't say where it is, where he secured a private place where they can have him, and then he's also looking at a private island to host those events.
So
It's U.S. territory, but it's a private island where no one can watch. It'll all be pay-per-view basically, or on TV.
so no one can go there.
No one, except for the fighters. They're, and their families.
There's gonna be no. It's gonna be fucking quiet.
He's so smart, though. Dana is so smart because if he can pull this off, right now people are clamoring for any fucking sports we can get.
Yes,
Especially live sports.
It's
So
the weird shit too.
I know. So he could really have a good payday on this. Might even get some fans that really weren't into it. We'll see. You got anything else on sports?
I haven't found anything in sports.
Okay, we'll do one more thing and we'll call it a night.
Let's talk about local news, and this is bad news for us.
It is bad news for us.
I thought he wasn't gonna go because he's a freshman. We need him back, but apparently he is going to the NBA.
Well, at least he's going to sign up for the draft and put his feet in the water and test it for sure.
We gotta figure out where he's going though.
So he's got till June 3rd. He can still return to school if he doesn't get drafted by June 3rd. He can't have an agent. He can't hire anybody. He can just kind of say, here, put his feelers out, basically. Basically like saying, if I was in the draft, would anyone take me in what round and how much?
It's gonna be very late.
But he's fucking, as a freshman, he learns quick. And he's got a lot of skills.
You probably have to refresh the page.
Yeah, that's probably one of those things where they're gonna paywall bullshit.
No.
Oh, there you go.
It's a little glitch.
Yeah. I mean, he was named Big Ten Freshman of the Year. He averaged 13
Couple of times.
3 points, which was the second on the team, and led the Illini with 8.8 rebounds per game and 44 blocks, guys.
He
Doubles all the time. He was fucking badass.
He carried the
I shouldn't
fucking
say was,
he almost carried the entire Illinois team on his back, except for Ao, who is also a clutch player.
And we don't know about Ao. He may also go. They're still looking at.
Ao may have a
Ao
big
DeSumo
chance of going, but I don't want him
And
going.
also Alan Griffin transferred.
Oh yeah, Al
and
Griffin.
Tevian Jones transferred.
Wait, who else?
Tevian Jones, which we didn't really utilize him as much. I think he got in trouble. Both those guys got in trouble, if I remember correctly.
I think.
But Griffin just wasn't shooting.
Griffin got in trouble.
Time that he wanted, and so hey, we have some really good recruits coming, so he probably didn't want to be squeezed out. So now's the time to hit it, and you got a little bit of clout. Go. I don't fault him for it. This whole new transfer thing, though, with all these students, the way they can transfer, is going to be really interesting to see how coaches handle the transfer issue. You can only have them for maybe a year and they're gone.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to build teams that way. But on the other side of it, students, I guess, should have a right to transfer. Coaches have that right. So why not? I guess I'd like to see them like. It's not going to happen, but it might be nice to say you can't transfer for maybe a year or two. But
if
probably not.
Coburn can get to the NBA, he like Zion did, that will be upsetting. Like the Duke players were very upsetting when
Yeah,
they left. When he left.
But you actually want your players to go to the NBA because you know why? That's a recruiting tool like a motherfucker. Think about that. You go to a new kid and he goes, we've just had 2 of our players go to the NBA. So if you play pretty good, it's a good chance you're going to go to the NBA. But you got to just.
Except if you go to the fucking Golden State Warriors, who are overrated as hell.
They got gold on their side, and they're Warriors.
No, they have Stephen Curry as a motherfucking 3-point god.
He's the gold I was talking about.
Yeah, they got a couple of fucking all-stars on that team. There's a couple of overrated teams, but I think Golden State Warriors is one of those overrated teams that you just you like to see but hate to play against.
Yeah.
They always win and they always have like a positive record.
3 points will.
Well, except for last year, I think it was last year when their best players got injured and they were going down very badly.
Yeah.
Which was a good thing in the NBA, but bad thing for the Golden State Warrior fans.
Right.
And I don't know what to talk about anymore.
Well, if that's all for the sports, I think we're close to the end. I think this one's a little longer than last week's. We're gonna keep trying to find little tidbits out there that interests us that is going on. There's not as much going on, so we have to kind of dig and hunt a little bit. There's a lot of news that's you can only handle so much of the coronavirus and pointing fingers at each other and shit. You know, you gotta find.
Well, let's not talk about China who point fingers at us who thought to brought it up. It was them who started it.
Yeah, they're finally starting to collaborate and give us data that we need to try to figure out when the apex of this is going to arrive and all the demographics of it, who's being the most affected, those kind of answers, which you can't get without data. So we'll see where they come with that. Okay, I think that's all we have for tonight.
Yep.
If you have any comments, please post them below, down there, and click the subscribe button, click the like button, click the bell if you want to be notified every week when we release one of these new videos. We do it every week, sometime between Wednesday and Friday. Probably Wednesday and Thursday, or Tuesday and Friday, Tuesday and Thursday. Posting up by Friday, we try to. So, and if you don't want to be bothered, because I know there are a lot of people who don't want to be bothered, you just hit the subscribe or the like, and it's a fucking nuisance. Just bookmark us and come back every week. Click on the bookmark. That'd be cool if you appreciate it.
It's better if you just subscribe.
It is better, but for those, I have a buddy that said he's not subscribing. You don't subscribe to shit. So I'm like, well, bookmark it then.
It's not going to hurt. I got like 150 subscribers, and I'm not.
You got 150 tabs open.
Yeah, they're not all fucking subscribers.
No, I know. I have about 40. So, I hope everyone enjoyed this week's video and the news for this week. This is the More is Less podcast show, where you get more gaming news and new sports and tech and science and whatever else we like, including Illini, for less in less time. More news in less time. This is Todd Moore.
This is Tyler Moore.
We hope you enjoyed our show. Please come back next week. We'll see you next week. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.